Now let's start on crime. And the third suspect in the case of the murdered Takoradi girls, Chika Nnodim John, has been extradited to Ghana. The suspect, believed to be part of a cross-border criminal gang, was until its extradition to the country in the custody of the Nigerian police after his arrest last month by the country's National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking of Persons. He is expected to be put before Ghana's court today, even as police prosecutors prepare to prefer fresh charges against him and two other accomplices already in custody, including the main suspect, Samuel Idotok Wales. There's more in the News Desk reports.
Chika Nnodim John arrived in Ghana on board an African World Airline flight Wednesday evening. Sources at the CID say his extradition to Ghana will prove quite helpful in unraveling the case of the Takoradi girls who the IGP announced on Monday are now believed to be dead.
A few minutes ago, officers of the Ghana Police Service informed 4 families in Takoradi in the western region of Ghana that DNA tests conducted on some human remains discovered in the course of police investigations into the disappearance of 4 missing girls had turned positive as the remains of the girls. The Ghana Police Service has, with regret, therefore informed the families that the remains are those of Ruth Abaka, Priscilla Blessing Bintum, Ruth Love Kwesen, and Priscilla Kranche. Investigations now established that the girls were victims of a serial kidnapping and murdering syndicate that operated in the Takoradi area. While for various reasons we were unsuccessful in obtaining and acting on accurate, actionable intelligence in good time to enable us to rescue the girls, we believe that the arrest of the culprits has effectively thwarted the ability of this syndicate to have continued with further kidnappings and murders.
It was his interaction with Samuel Wales, monitored by the police, which provided fresh clues leading to the discovery of the remains of the girls.
He allowed him to speak to that suspect who has been arrested in Nigeria. And during their conversation, we realized he was rather forcing the suspect, his accomplice, to accept whatever he says. So after that, we decided that we have to extend our investigations to another level, do more search in the 3 areas he was arrested, he was recaptured, and where he lives. So we first went to his house in Cancer Road.
Suspect Samuel Idotok Wales, who is known to have been in touch with the girls prior to their disappearance, and George Oji have all this while been held on kidnapping-related charges. The confirmation of the deaths of Ruth Abeka, Ruth Love Kwesen, Priscilla Blessing Bintum, and Priscilla Kranche, however, means the charges would have to be revised to murder.
Well, moving on, government has given its strongest indication yet to illegal settlers of Ghana's popular slum, Old Fadama, also known to many of us as Sodom and Gomorrah, promising to change the face of the settlement. The settlers have over the years been threatened with eviction and relocation by previous government. Interacting with Squatters Thursday, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, said government will not only legitimize their stay, but also provide them with basic services and interventions, just like any other Ghanaian.
The relationship between government and the people of Agbogbloshie over the years has been one of distrust. Government has considered, successive governments have considered the settlement as illegal, and therefore has not provided any significant social services. It has not provided toilets or schools or hospitals or water. And this threat of imminent removal also has resulted in a situation where the community is not taking care or making investments that are long-lasting. And this is why Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Oyene Yelia. It is time for a paradigm shift. It is time for a change. Ni government pumpo tubobora yane tian kariame yikpengo. We have about 120,000 people living in this community. And so this settlement is a reality. And so government is going to deliberately provide social services to the people of Akogush.
Now let's go on to some electoral issues. And the opposition National Democratic Congress has filed a suit against the Electoral Commission on grounds that the commission failed to make a copy of the provisional voter register available to the party. The NDC says the EC's failure to provide the party with a provisional electoral register 1 day to the end of the ongoing exhibition voters register flouts the country's laws. According to the party's national chairman, Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, EC's failure to make the provisional electoral roll available severely hampered the party's ability to monitor the exercise. It was addressing the media.
The exercise itself was riddled with problems, including shortage of registration materials, ineffective planning, and selection of registration centers across the country, all of which was due to the stubbornness of the EC to heed to advice from other major stakeholders, including we as NDC as a major stakeholder in this process. Ladies and gentlemen, we have only 1 day left for the exhibition of the voter register to close. Yet the Jimensa Bosman-Nasari team has not provided the NDC with a copy of the 2019 provisional register as required by law. According to Regulation 22.2 of the Public Election Regulations, Voter Registration CI 91, and I quote, "At the end of the compilation of the provisional register as provided in Sub-Regulation 1, a copy of the provisional register shall be given to each registered political party in a form determined by the Commission." It has, however, been alleged that the EC, let me repeat, I'm saying that the law requires the Electoral Commission, after the provisional registration exercise had been concluded, to provide each political party with a copy of the voters register.
Residents of Choko, a suburb of Accra, have been given a maximum of 3 months to build toilet facilities and 48 hours to improve their sanitary conditions or face the law. This was after the Joy Clean Ghana Campaign Task Force observed on Thursday virtually all homes in the community did not have toilet facilities and so had to rely on public facilities. Well, in sharp contrast to last week's event at Jamestown, though, the Choko area was largely peaceful. Nancy Emefajiradosi reports that the assemblyman for the area led a team to enforce the sanitation bylaws.
The team was first met with a filthy gutter that had been choked with solid and liquid waste. The operators of the shops along the drain were, however, reluctant when they were asked to desilt it.
Go and bring brooms, all of you. Go and bring brooms. If you don't have some, close the. Give me way. Come out. All of you should come. I will close the place.
It took the assemblyman's intervention to get them working.
Every day can you see on your video here.
Other residents then took a cue and got working too. In another house visited by the team, the bathroom, which had been taken over by algae, had 2 trash bins, with one containing human excreta.
Toilet. Toilet. So why can't we live with cholera within the area? If you have toilet like this, in the bathroom, and this is where the children...
How can you put a boiler in a bathroom?
So are we the people who carry the toilet and came and put it?
The fish smoking station right next to the bathroom was, however, the main concern of the team.
Please prepare them for court. Prepare the absence of toilet facility and then sanitary bathroom mixed with refuse, mixed with human excreta, exposed to flies, and close to a fish smoking system.
It turned out the next house also had no toilet. At a point, it was as though Choco was a breeding ground for flies. One other house was preparing a meal of banku under very unhygienic conditions.
You can imagine what is happening here. Preparing banku here. I want to see whether it's for commercial or domestic consumption.
In all the houses, no one was willing to accept responsibility for the insanitary conditions. Only excuses.
Sometimes you prepare for the animals.
Hey! You preparing the banku for animals?
And stew.
Banku and stew for animals. What type of animals? Dogs. What are they? Okay, we would like to inspect the dogs.
Some houses refused to comply, and they were duly served notices to improve their conditions.
Have been served. So duly served.
At the town center, the fishmongers who went about their businesses in the open were given a month to either relocate or improve their conditions and get health cards.
If we go further and further and they don't comply, we will prosecute them. And we don't want to get there.
There were those residents who also looked on.
All of us, we do boiler. But if we do boiler,
the team eventually found the public toilet serving the entire Choco community. Though it appeared decent from a distance, the team uncovered an eyesore when they got close. The septic tanks, which had been left open, let out a foul odor which wafted through the community.
So we are going to give you another letter. And this letter, I'm giving you only 3 days. If this, from today, today is what? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday. If we come and you don't empty and then reconstruct the inspection chambers, we'll close the toilet.
At the community refuse dump, the mound had not been cleared for months. The assemblyman pledged his support for the team and lauded the campaign.
Because if you have not been here today, the job that they did, they wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't have done it. But with your presence, look at how they were. Everybody is cleaning. A rush. That is it. So let them understand it. So as an assemblyman, I need to help you in doing that.
Mr. Asatanga was excited with the outcome of Thursday's exercise. Day 3 done. We could be in your area next.
In the Upper West region, a senior lecturer of food science at the Kumasi Technical University, Dr. Patricia Usudako, is calling for the dissemination of food laws in Ghana in order to bring these laws to the understanding of those in the informal sector to make them compliant to existing ones. Dr. Dako wants sellers educated, for example, on the laws that prohibit them from selling under insanitary conditions. She made the call during the day's training for chop and drinking bar operators or owners by the Ghana Tourism Authority in the region. Rafiq Salam reports from the capital, Wa.
The Training and Sensitization Forum was organized to educate the informal food and beverage sector on food handling, such as processing, storing and serving of food in a way that the food will be safe for human consumption. It was attended by over 80 shop and drinking bar operators in the Upper West region. Hitherto, it was free for all, as the informal caterers operated on their own. However, the Training and Sensitization Forum was to ensure that they learn how to protect food from contamination, preventing bacteria in the food from multiplying, destroying harmful bacteria in food, and discarding unwholesome food, among others. The participants were also taken through some legislative instruments, a special LI 2238 and LI 2185, which are critical to the operation of the informal sector. John Aruna Nelson is the head of corporate affairs at the Ghana Tourism Authority.
They need to know about the kind of work they do, that if they cook, they do it well, hygienically, it is going to prevent a lot of issues like the food diseases that goes with it. So it is necessary that they will be conscious, they will be made consciously aware of the fact that the food they cook is critical, and when they cook it well, they do it well, it will bring along good results.
A senior lecturer at the Kumasi Technical University, Patricia Usudako, emphasized on the education of caterers in the informal sector in order for them to be compliant with the existing food laws in Ghana.
We have food laws that sit in the books but are not really implemented. So it's important for us to be able to educate the informal sector on the existence of the laws, of the existence of the policy, on the existence of the allies, why they should not cite their businesses too close to place of convenience, why they shouldn't sell unwholesome food, why they shouldn't sell under insanitary conditions. They are all there. So I believe that right now, if they are able to know, they understand that the law is there, and they're educated on the existence of the law and how to be able to obey the law, then when we go out, then we can measure whatever they are doing by the education we've given as per the law. So,
Upper West Chapter President of Bar Drinkers Operators Association, James Suntakugwe, welcomed the initiative by the Ghana Tourism Authority.
In terms of our sector, people usually think that let me do what I think is right, and then my business will be able to grow. But that is not the concept, the marketing concept. It is all about let me do what people think that they want, not what you think is good for people. So here we were made to understand that if we decide to do what people want by keeping our environment clean, by trying to preserve the equipment that we use to serve our people, by improving upon the quality service that we are expected, then it means that patronage, and for that matter, business performance could be a reality in the industry.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam. Wow.
And that's it for the latest news headlines. Now, let's do a review of the newspapers. After that, Benedict also will be here with the latest sports headlines.